Hello students. So today I am doing class for class 12. The topic is the same topic, that is inverse circular function. In the last class also we were doing the same topic, that is inverse circular function. So this is the continuation part. Okay. So same exercise 4. Now the section is different. That is each question carries 5 marks. Page number is 98. So let us prove that. That is question number 1 is cot inverse half minus, this is half cot inverse 4 by 3 is equal to pi by 4. Okay. And so now there is minus half is there. Okay. So there is minus half. And before cot inverse 4 by 3 there is half. And before this cot inverse half there is no number there, but there is 1. Okay. So let us find out the LCM. This is your 1 upon 1, this is 1 upon 2. What's the LCM of 1 and 2? That is 2 is the LCM. Right? So now, here in the numerator, there will be 2 cot inverse half minus this is cot inverse 4 upon 3. Right? So, which is equal to pi by 4. Is that clear? So now here you can cancel these denominators which are on the left hand side and on the right hand side, and there is a common term here, isn't it? You can cancel this common term. So it is 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. That is, what do we get? 2 cot inverse half minus cot inverse 4 by 3 is equal to pi by 2. So is it clear? So we can prove this LHS is equal to RHS. Now you can easily prove it. Okay. So what is left hand side here? It is 2 cot inverse half minus cot inverse 4 by 3. But it will be better if you convert it into tan inverse, because you know the formula for tan inverse, isn't it? So let us convert it into tan inverse. You know how to convert it into tan inverse. So tan and cot are opposite functions, isn't it? So if it is cot inverse half, what will be cot inverse in terms of tan inverse? It will be upside down, isn't it? So is equal to, this is 2 tan inverse 2, right? Cot inverse half in terms of tan inverse is tan inverse 2 minus this is tan inverse, this is your 3 upon 4, right? This is minus tan inverse 3 upon 4. Is that clear? So let us simplify it. To prove this left hand side is equal to pi by 2, right? So now which is equal to, now we have to use the formula here. This is 2 tan inverse x, isn't it? This is 2 tan inverse x. So what's the formula 2 tan inverse x? That is tan inverse, you know the formula, 2 tan inverse x is equal to tan inverse within bracket 2x upon 1 minus x square. So it is 2 into what is x? 2 divided by what? Divided by 1 minus x square. What is x square here? It is 2 whole square. Right? So minus, bracket is closed. That is 2x divided by 1 minus x square. Right? So this is the formula. Then second term remains as it is. It remains same, minus tan inverse 3 by 4 minus tan inverse 3 by 4. Right? So which is equal to tan inverse, in the numerator it is 2 2s are 4 divided by, in the denominator it is 1 minus 4. What is 1 minus 4? It is minus 3. Then minus tan inverse, this is your 3 by 4. Is that clear to all of you? So now again you have to simplify it. You can use the formula 4 upon minus 3. Actually it is minus 4 by 3. Take it as x, and 3 by 4 take it as y. So what is the formula that you can use here? Tan inverse x minus tan inverse y. So what is the formula? Tan inverse within bracket x minus y is there in the numerator, divided by, it is x minus y, divided by 1 plus, what is x into y? Here x is minus 4 by 3. X is minus 4 by 3. And what is y? It is 3 by 4. Right? So you can cancel here. This 3 gets cancelled. And this 4 gets also cancels. So which is equal to, this is tan inverse. So what's the LCM in the numerator? 3 4s are 12, right? So 12 is divided by 3, that is 4, minus 16 minus 12 is divided by 4, that is 3, 3 3s are 9, right? So 1, plus and minus, minus, all are cancelled here, so it is minus 1, right? So we got this expression, that is tan inverse in the numerator. This is minus 16 minus 9 by 12 whole divided by 1 minus 1, right? So in the next step, simplify it. Tan inverse within bracket. What is there in the numerator? Minus 16 minus 9. That is minus 25. Same sign, add them. Divided by 12 whole divided by 0. So you know that something divided by 0 is always undefined. Something divided by 0 is always what? It is undefined. So is equal to, you have to write here, tan inverse infinity. It is undefined, right? So infinity is there. Tan of which angle is undefined? Tan of pi by 2 is undefined. You know that, isn't it? So since this is tan inverse, you should write undefined terms or infinity in terms of tan. And you know that tan pi by 2 is undefined, right? So it is tan inverse within bracket, you should write here tan pi by 2. So what is tan inverse tan pi by 2? Which is equal to pi by 2. So this is the answer. So we have proved it, isn't it? So in the third step, that is actually this question was simplified and we got LHS is equal to pi by 2 there, isn't it? So actually we have to prove this pi by 2. So you can check the previous step. We had simplified this expression, isn't it? And we had to prove actually 2 cot inverse half minus cot inverse 4 by 3 is equal to pi by 2. So it is proved. So this is the answer. Okay. So let's do next question now. So now we will prove the next question, that is question number 2. This is sin inverse 12 by 13 plus cos inverse 4 by 5 plus tan inverse 63 by 16. You have to prove is equal to pi, right? So this question is from HS 2020. So your question say yes pani pani aako thiyo. That is HS 2020. That means this year. Okay? So this question carries 4 marks actually, right? So let us write down this left hand side. Sin inverse 12 by 13 plus cos inverse 4 by 5 plus tan inverse 63 by 16, right? Now in this case you have to convert all these trigonometrical or all these inverse circular function into single inverse circular functions. Either you have to convert this sin inverse and cos inverse into tan inverse, or you have to convert this cos inverse and tan inverse into sin inverse so that you can use the formula, or you have to convert, or you may convert sin inverse and tan inverse into cos inverse. So either you can convert all these inverse circular function in terms of tan inverse, or you can convert all these inverse circular function in terms of sin inverse, or all these inverse circular function can be converted into cos inverse. Okay, so let us convert all these inverse circular function in terms of cos inverse. Okay, that means you have to convert this sin inverse into cos inverse and this tan inverse into cos inverse, or you may use different methods, or you can convert cos inverse into sin inverse, tan inverse into sin inverse. Okay, or you may convert the sin inverse and cos inverse both into tan inverse so that you can use the formula, right? So let us convert all these inverse circular functions into what? Cos inverse. Okay, so first of all you have to convert the sin inverse 12 by 13 in terms of cos inverse. Okay, so therefore sine inverse 12 by 13 in terms of cos inverse. There was a formula, isn't it? We did it. The formula was sine inverse x is equal to what? What is sine inverse x in terms of cos inverse? It is cos inverse root over 1 minus x square, right? That is the formula that you should use here. So sine inverse, what is x here? 12 by 13. So it is cos inverse root over 1 minus 12 by 13 whole square, right? So which is equal to, it is cos inverse within square root 1 minus 12 whole square, 144, 13 whole square is 169, which is equal to cos inverse within square root, simplify it, 169 ones are 169 minus 144, what is it? It is 25 by 169, right? So which is equal to cos inverse, what is square root of 25 by 69? It is 5 by 13. So this is cos inverse 5 by 13. That is sine inverse 12 by 13 in terms of cos inverse is cos inverse 5 by 13. Is that clear? That means we have used that formula. Okay. So let us convert this tan inverse 63 by 16 into what? Cos inverse. Okay. So let us assume here is equal to theta. Okay. Let tan inverse 63 by 16. Let this is tan inverse 63 by 16. Let tan inverse 63 by 16 is equal to theta. Right? So when this tan inverse goes to the right hand side, it becomes tan theta, isn't it? So it is tan theta is equal to 63 by 16. Now, since we are converting it into cos inverse, so first of all you have to get the value of cos theta from tan theta. You know how to convert it, isn't it? So now you can use PBS formula also. PBS formula you can use it. Okay. But what is tan theta? It is P by B is equal to 63 by 16, right? So you can equate P is equal to 63 and B is equal to what? 16, right? So now you know Pythagoras theorem, you have to get the value for h. You should know the value for hypotenuse also, right? So h is equal to root over what? It is P square plus B square, right? So therefore h is equal to root over, what is P whole square? It is 63 whole square plus what is B whole square? It is 16 whole square, right? Or h is equal to root over, what is 63 whole square? You can multiply them. 63 into 63. So 3 3s are 9, 3 6 are 18, 6 3s are 18, 8, 1, 6 6 are 36 plus 1, 37, right? 6 3s are 18, 8, 1, 6 6 are 36 plus 1 is 37. So it is 9, 8 plus 8, 16, 9, 8 plus 8, 16, 6, 1, this is 9 and this is 3. That is 3969. This is 3969 plus, what is 16 whole square is 256, okay? This is your 256. 63 into 63 is 3969 plus 16 whole square is 256, okay? Or h is equal to root over. Now we can add them. So it is 4225, okay? Now you have to find out the square root of 4225. You can find out the square root also, isn't it? You know how to find out the square root? Now let us find out the square root of 4225. So you have to take the number in pair from the last digit, okay? What is the pair of 5? This is 2. What is the pair of these two? It is 4. 42 and 25 pair, right? Now it is 42. You have to multiply the same two numbers. 5 5s are 25, 6 6 are 36, 7 7s are 49. So it is 6 6 are. Okay? So it is 6 6 are 36. You know how to find out the square root, isn't it? Now 12 minus 6 is 6. This is 3 minus 3 is 0. Then comes 2, 5. Here 6 is added. 6 plus 6 is 12. Now here you should write 5. Here you should write 5. So 5 5s are 25. 5, 2. 5 2s are 10 plus 2. 12, 1. 5 1s are 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay. So what is the square root of 4225? It is 65. So h is equal to what? It is 65. Is that clear to all of you now? Next. Now we should get the value for what? Cos theta, because we are converting this tan inverse into cos inverse. Let us find out the value for cos theta. What is the formula for cos theta in terms of perpendicular base hypotenuse? So cos theta is equal to b upon h, right? Or cos theta is equal to, what is the base out here? What is the value for b? That is 16. 16 divided by what is h? It is 65. Okay? So what is theta is equal to now? Theta is equal to, cos is taken to the right hand side, becomes cos inverse 16 by 65. Is that clear to all of you? So this is the value for theta. Okay? So now you can equate, because we are converting this tan inverse into cos inverse, that is tan inverse 63 by 16 is assumed as theta, and here theta is equal to cos inverse 16 by 65. So we can equate these two. Therefore tan inverse 63 by 16 is equal to cos inverse 16 by 65. Okay? So we have converted, that is sin inverse 12 by 13 in terms of cos inverse, and tan inverse 63 by 16 in terms of cos inverse. Okay? I think you have understood it. Now we have to write it on the left hand side. Okay? So now next. Now LHS is equal to. So what is LHS now? What was sin inverse 12 by 13 in terms of cos inverse? It is cos inverse 5 by 13, isn't it? It is cos inverse 5 by 13 plus this second term remains same, that is cos inverse 4 by 5 plus, now this is changed, tan inverse 63 by 16 in terms of cos inverse. What is it? It is cos inverse 16 by 65. Is that clear? So now let us simplify it. Now you can simplify the first two terms using the formula cos inverse x plus cos inverse y, isn't it? So you can use the formula cos inverse x plus cos inverse y, isn't it? So what is cos inverse x plus cos inverse y? Now you should know it. What is the formula? It is cos inverse within second bracket xy minus root over 1 minus x square into 1 minus y square, isn't it? This is the formula that you can use here. Okay? So is equal to cos inverse, now within second bracket. What is xy? 5 by 13 into 4 by 5. This is your xy. Minus, if there is plus you should write here minus. Then within square root 1 minus, what is x whole square? 5 by 13 whole square, isn't it? This is 25 by 169. Again 1 minus y square. What is y square? 4 by 5 whole square. That is 4 square 16, 5 whole square is 25, right? So here second bracket is closed. Now we can write down that third term remains same, plus cos inverse, it is 16 by 65. Is that clear? So which is equal to cos inverse, now within second bracket, this is 5 4s are 20 divided by 13 5s are 65. You don't have to cancel it, okay? Minus within square root. Now how much is it? 169 into 1. 169 minus 25. It is 144 divided by 169 into next 25 ones are 25 minus 16. How much is it? 9 by 25. Is it clear now? Plus it is cos inverse 16 by 65. Is it clear now? Now again simplify expression within square root is equal to cos inverse within bracket 20 by 65 minus, what is the square root of 144 by 169? It is 12 by 13 into, what is square root of 9 by 25? It is 3 by 5. Bracket closed, plus it is cos inverse 16 by 65. Is it clear to all of you? So we are using this formula. Okay? Again you have to use this formula. Or let us check it. Let us check it. What expression will you get? Okay? Then accordingly we have to simplify the expression. Right? So next is equal to cos inverse. Now within bracket 20 by 65. This is 20 by 65 minus what? 12 3s are 36 divided by 13 5s are, it is 65, right? Plus cos inverse 16 by 65, it is 16 by 65. Okay, so which is equal to, this is your cos inverse. So how much is it? How much is that? Minus 16 by 65, then plus cos inverse, this is 16 by 65. Is that clear to all of you? Now again you have to simplify it. These are the same expressions, isn't it? These are the same numbers, but one is opposite to the other in sign. These are the same numbers, but one is opposite to the other in sign. One is plus and another is minus. Let us simplify this expression, okay? Let us simplify this expression. Let theta is equal to what? Let us write not theta. Let us write it as beta. Let beta is equal to cos inverse minus 16 by 65, okay? So let's take that cos inverse to the left hand side. So it becomes cos beta is equal to minus 16 by 65. Now let us simplify it. Next, what will you do? Minus is taken to the left hand side. So it is minus cos beta is equal to, it is 16 by 65. Okay. So now this is negative, minus sign is there. Okay. You can write it as cos of pi minus beta, isn't it? Since it is negative, minus cos beta. If it is minus cos beta, so the angle lies in the second quadrant. So you should write cos of pi minus beta, which is equal to minus cos beta, isn't it? This is the formula. If it is minus cos beta, then you can write cos of 180 minus beta. You know the formula. Cos of 180 minus beta is minus cos beta. So instead of minus cos beta, you should write cos of pi minus beta is equal to 16 by 65. Okay. Now let us take this cos to the right hand side again. It becomes cos inverse. So pi minus beta is equal to cos inverse 16 by 65. Right. Now beta is taken to the right hand side and cos inverse 16 by 65 take to the left hand side. So it is pi minus cos inverse 16 by 65 which is equal to beta. Okay. अब हामी के गर्छौं यो राइट साइड को सबै लेफ्ट साइडमा लेख्छौं अनि लेफ्ट साइड को सबै राइट साइडमा लेख्दा फेरि साइन चेन्ज गरिरहनु पर्दैन. जस्ट राइट हियर बीटा इज इक्वल टु पाई माइनस cos inverse 16 by 65. Is that clear to all of you? So write down this one. So again you have to put the value for beta. Again you put the value for beta. What was beta? Actually it is this one, isn't it? Or what is beta here? It is cos inverse minus 16 by 65, right? The value for beta is actually cos inverse minus 16 by 65. Let us write down the value for beta, which is equal to pi minus cos inverse, it is 16 by 65. Okay. Now you should put the value here. This is the left hand side. This is the simplification expression of the left hand side. Okay. So let us write down left hand side is equal to, so let us write down LHS. Let us write down LHS is equal to, what is LHS out here? It is cos inverse. Let us write down this expression again. Cos inverse minus 16 by 65 minus 16 by 65 plus cos inverse, this is 16 by 65, right? So now let us put the value for cos inverse. Simplified value of, let us put the simplified value of cos inverse minus 16 by 65. That is pi minus is equal to pi minus, what is it? Pi minus cos inverse 16 by 65 plus. Then what should we write? Plus this second term is there. What is it? It is cos inverse 16 by 65. Is it clear now? So which is equal to, now you can cancel them. You can cancel it. Okay. Which is equal to pi. Which is equal to pi. So left hand side is equal to pi is proved. Okay. So we got the answer. That is LHS is equal to RHS. I think I've understood it. You can practice it at home. This is very, very important. So this question had come in this year, that is HS 2020. Okay. So we'll do the next question now. So now we will prove that. Question number 3. So what is question number 3 here? It is 2 cot inverse 5 plus cot inverse 7 plus 2 cot inverse 8 is equal to, you have to prove pi by 4. Okay. So let us write down LHS is equal to 2 cot inverse 5 plus cot inverse 7 plus 2 cot inverse 8. Now it will be easier for you to convert into tan inverse. All the terms you should convert into tan inverse, so that it will be easier for you to use the formula of tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, right? So let us change it into tan inverse. So you know how to change into tan inverse. 2 tan inverse, this is 1 by 5 plus this is tan inverse 1 upon 7 plus 2 tan inverse. This is your 1 upon 8, right? Now what will you do in the next step? Let us simplify this first term and the last term. What is common here? 2 is common, isn't it? So 2 is taken common within bracket. Tan inverse 1 upon 5 plus tan inverse 1 upon 8, right? And plus this is your tan inverse 1 upon 7, right? So now you can use the formula here, isn't it? That is tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. So 2 remains same. 2 tan inverse, what is the formula? It is x plus y, 1 upon 5 plus 1 upon 8. X plus y divided by 1 minus xy. 1 minus 1 upon 5 into 1 upon 8. Bracket closed. Okay? Plus, here you should write tan inverse 1 upon 7. Okay? Now let us simplify the expression within bracket. You can simplify it, isn't it? So let us simplify it now. Which is equal to 2 tan inverse. Which is equal to 2 tan inverse within bracket. So in the numerator, what is common there? 5 and 8. What's the LCM? 5 and 40, right? 40 is divided by 5, 8. 8 ones are 8 plus 40 is divided by 8, that is 5. 5 ones are 5. You know how to simplify it, isn't it? Again, what's the LCM in the denominator? It is also 40. So it is 40 ones are 40 minus 1. 40 minus 1, right? Bracket is closed, and then what is the last term there? Plus tan inverse 1 upon 7. Okay? So you can cancel this 40, which is equal to 2 tan inverse. So within bracket, what do we have? 8 plus 5 is 13 divided by 40 minus 1 is 39. Right? Then plus tan inverse. This is your 1 upon 7. Okay? So 31s are 13, 13 ones are 13. Actually, 13 ones are 13 and 13 threes are 39. Is equal to 2 tan inverse 1 upon 3 plus tan inverse 1 upon 7. Okay? Now what is the formula that you can use here? It is 2 tan inverse x, isn't it? So what is the formula in this case? So which is equal to tan inverse, you know the formula. 2 tan inverse x is equal to tan inverse within bracket 2x upon 1 minus x square. So in this case it is 2 into 1/3 divided by 1 minus, what is x whole square? 1/3 whole square, that is 1 by 9. 1 by 9 plus it is tan inverse 1 upon 7, right? So now let us simplify it once again. Simplify it. So which is equal to tan inverse within bracket, it is 2 by 3 divided by 9 1 are 9 minus 1, that is 8 by 9, plus tan inverse 1 by 7 plus tan inverse 1 by 7. Okay, so we can cancel here 2 and 8. 2 ones are 2, 2 fours are 8, 3 ones are 3, 3 threes are 9, which is equal to tan inverse, this is your 3 by 4 plus tan inverse, this is your 1 by 7. Now I think you can do it, isn't it? So again you can use the formula tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. So which is equal to tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, again the same formula used here, that is tan inverse, it is x 3 by 4 plus y is 1 by 7 divided by 1 minus, what is xy? 3 by 4 into 1 by 7. Is that clear? So let us simplify it once again. Tan inverse, what's the LCM in the numerator? It is 7 fours are 28. 28 is divided by 4, that is 7. 7 threes are 21 plus 28 is divided by 7, that is 4. 4 ones are 4, right? And in the denominator also, what's the LCM? It is 28. 7 fours are 28. So 28 ones are 28 minus, this is 3 ones are 3, right? So here you can cancel, this 28 can be cancelled. Is that clear? So now write down. So what do we get in the next step? What do we get in the next step? Write down. So in the next step, what do we get? Which is equal to tan inverse within bracket 21 plus 4. 25 divided by 28 minus 3 is also 25, right? So 25 ones are 25, 25 ones are 25. That means it is 1. So it is tan inverse 1, right? Now you should write it in terms of angle pi by 4 is the answer out there. So if it is tan inverse, you should write it in terms of tan inverse tan x form. What is tan inverse tan x? That is x only. So you should write 1 in terms of tan. So tan of which angle is 1? Tan pi by 4, isn't it? So which is equal to tan inverse within bracket, it is tan pi by 4. Okay, what is tan inverse tan pi by 4? Which is equal to pi by 4. Good. So which is equal to right hand side. So you have understood? So you can copy it. We'll do the next question now. So now next question, let's do the solve part. In this case, solve means you have to get the value for x, okay? So this is your question number 19. So there are previous problems also, we'll do it, okay? Now let's do the solve part. So in question number 19, it is cot inverse x plus cot inverse twice x is equal to 3 pi by 4. So always you convert this cot inverse into tan inverse, so that you can write down the formula easily. That is tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. That is the easiest formula that you know, isn't it? So let us write cot inverse x in terms of tan inverse. What is it? Tan inverse, it is 1 upon x plus, what is cot inverse 2x in terms of tan inverse? It is tan inverse 1 upon 2x is equal to, this is your 3 pi by 4. Now you should get the value for x, isn't it? Now you have to simplify it. Use the formula here, tan inverse x plus tan inverse y. Or this is tan inverse within bracket. What is x plus y? 1 upon x plus 1 upon 2x whole divided by 1 minus 1 upon x into 1 upon 2x. So here bracket is closed, right? Which is equal to, this is 3 pi by 4. Is that understood now? So now let us simplify it once again. Now this tan inverse is taken to the right hand side, so it becomes tan, right? So you can simplify it. So what's the LCM? What's the LCM in the numerator? X and 2x. What's this LCM? 2x. Extra x to LCM XL, that is 2 is there. So you should write here 2x. Now this 2x is divided by x. X cancel it. You will get only 2. So 2 ones are 2. Plus again this 2x is divided by 2x. That is 1 time. So 1 ones are 1. Whole divided by. In the denominator, so what's the LCM? You can multiply it to, this is 2x squared. Right? So in the numerator we have 2x squared into 1. That is 2x squared. Then minus 1 ones are 1. Which is equal to, so what is there on the right hand side? So if this tan inverse goes to the right side, it becomes tan only. So it is tan 3 pi by 4. Right? So here you can cancel. This 2 gets cancels. And this x and square gets cancels. So this is 2 plus 1 is 3. So when this denominator goes up in the numerator, it becomes upside down. You know that, isn't it? So, or how much is it now? This is 2 plus 1 is 3, 3x. This will be your 3x divided by what? Divided by 2x square minus 1. 2x square minus 1 is equal to. Now, what is the value for tan 3 pi by 4? So, you should get the value for tan 3 pi by 4. Tan 3 pi by 4. So, which is equal to tan, writing in terms of degrees. So, what is it in terms of degrees now? It is pi by 4 is 45. 45 into 3 is 3 5s are 15, 5, 1, 4 3s are 12 plus 1 is 135. Which is equal to, you can find out this value. 135 can be written as 180 degree minus 45. So 180 degree minus 45 is 135, isn't it? 10 minus 5 is 5. Here it is 7 minus 4 is 3, 1. Okay? So which is equal to, now what is the formula that you can use here? 180 degree minus 45 degree lies in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, tan is always negative. Since 180 is 90 into 2, even multiple of 90. So if it is even multiple of 90, tan remains same. That is minus tan 45. So which is equal to, this one is minus 1. Okay. So what is the value for? So what is the value for tan 3 pi by 4? It is minus 1. So it is minus 1 divided by 1. So below minus 1 there is 1. Okay. Now cross multiply. You can do cross multiplication. 1 into 3x is 3x is equal to minus 2x square minus 2 minus plus 1. Right. Now take all the terms to the left hand side. So what do we get? 2x square. Right. Then plus 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. Is that clear to all of you? So now 2x square plus 3x minus 1 is equal to 0 is there. Okay. So now what will you do here is, can you factorize it? 2x square plus 3x minus 1 is equal to 0. Can you factorize it? Multiply the number 2. If you multiply the two numbers, you should get 2. and after subtracting you should get 3. After subtracting you should get 3. Is there such numbers? You know that 2 ones are 2, but 2 plus 1 is only 3. 2 plus 1 bhayu mattai you call it 3. But 2 minus 1 got 1, but that is 3. So you cannot factorize it. Let us use Sailendra Pradhan's formula. So here A is equal to 2, right? And B is equal to 3 and C is equal to minus 1. Let us use Sailendra Pradhan's formula. So here A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3 and C is equal to what? Minus 1. So or what is the value for X now? Or X is equal to, it is minus B plus minus root over B square minus 4AC whole divided by twice A. This is your Sailendra Pradhan's formula. So I think you did it in class 9 or class 10, I think. Okay? You should have done it. So therefore X is equal to, what is minus B? Minus is minus, B is 3. Plus minus root over, what is B whole square? That is your 3 whole square minus 4 into what is A? 2. Then it is minus 1 whole divided by twice A. What is twice A? It is 2 into 2. Right? So now let us simplify it once again. So or X is equal to minus 3. Then write down plus minus within square root. 3 3s are 9. Plus minus into minus plus, isn't it? Minus into minus plus, 4 2s are 8. Whole divided by 2 2s are 4. Or X is equal to minus 3 plus minus root over 17 whole divided by 4. So these are the answers. Is that clear to all of you? So the values of X are, actually there are two values. X is equal to minus 3 plus root over 17 by 4. And what is the other one? Minus 3 minus root over 17 whole divided by 4. Is that clear to all of you? So these are the answers. So you can copy it. We'll do the next question now. So now we will do the next question. So this is also solved. That is question number 20. The question is cot inverse x plus cot inverse within bracket, it is a square minus x plus 1 is equal to cot inverse within bracket a minus 1. So in this case also you should get the value for x. But what is a there? A is always constant. So in an equation you should take x and y as the two variables. If the two variables are given, then it should be x and y, and you should find out the values of x and y. But in this case only x is given there, so x is a variable. But what is a? A is a constant. So you should find out the value for x in terms of a and other constant. Okay, so equation ma jaile pani हामी variable लिन्छौं, x a variable लिन्छौं, त solve गर्दा हामी jaile पनि x को भ्यालु निकाल्छौं. ठीक छ? त a b c हरु दिएको छ भने चाहिँ त्यो सबै के हुन्छ? Constant. So usually we take x and y as the two variables, but in this case only one variable is given, that is x. Okay, so you should get the value for x in this case. So let us do it. So let us convert into tan inverse. Okay, or you may use the formula of cot inverse also. So do you know this formula, cot inverse x? I think we have done it. Cot inverse x plus cot inverse y. Cot inverse x plus cot inverse y, you should know this formula also. It is given cot inverse x plus cot inverse y. Okay, we should use here cot inverse x, cot inverse, instead of a square minus x plus 1, you should write it is y. Okay, so what is cot inverse x plus cot inverse y formula? Which is equal to cot inverse within bracket, in the numerator xy minus 1 divided by y plus x. So we did this formula, isn't it? We have proved it also, right? That is cot inverse within bracket xy in the numerator minus 1 divided by, it is reverse y plus x, or you may write x plus y also. Okay, so let us use the formula here now. Cot inverse, so within bracket, in the numerator it should be xy. What is x here? X. And what is y? This one. A square minus x plus 1. Right? Then minus 1 is there. Minus 1 in the formula. Divided, what is y plus x now? Y is this one. A square minus x plus 1. Then what is x here? It is x. Second bracket is closed. Which is equal to, this is cot inverse A minus 1. Is that right? So I think you have understood it. Now from both the sides you can cancel cot inverse. But in this case, both are cot inverse. You can cancel it. Okay? From both the sides, this cot inverse is common. You can cancel them. That means don't write in the next step cot inverse. Okay? You don't have to write cot inverse in the next step. So what do we get? Let us multiply them. Xa square minus x square plus x minus 1 whole divided by here xx. You can cancel them. So it is a square plus 1 is equal to, it is a minus 1. Is it clear to all of you? Now this is an equation. You have to solve it. That means you have to get the value for x. Okay? So below a minus 1, if there is no any term, you think it as 1. So 1 are 1. So below a minus 1, there is 1. Okay? Now cross multiply. 1 cross multiply. Cross multiply by 1 here. It is xa square minus x square plus x minus 1 is equal to, on the right hand side it is a square plus 1 into a minus 1, right? So it is cross multiplied. Is that clear? So now let us simplify it. So on left hand side, keep it as it is, remain same left hand side. Xa square next minus x square, then plus x minus 1 plus x minus 1. So this is your left hand side. Now simplify right hand side. A square into a, this is your a cube minus a square, right? Multiply by a square first. A square into a cube minus a square plus a minus 1. Now it is multiplied by plus 1. That is plus 1 into a minus 1 is a minus 1, right? So here you can cancel this minus 1, minus 1. From both the sides, same sign is there, minus 1, you can cancel it. Because if you take this minus 1 to the left hand side, it becomes plus 1. And this plus 1 and minus 1 will be cancelled. Left or right में cancel करिए. ठीक है ऐसा. So now write down the remaining terms. Xa square minus x square plus x is equal to a cube minus a square plus a. Right? So let us solve it. How can we get the value for x now? So xa square, now write down minus a cube. Because you can take common here. A square is common within bracket x minus a. It will be easier for you to simplify it. Then minus x square, its pair is minus a square, take it to the left hand side. What does it become? Plus a square. Then plus x minus a, which is equal to 0. Is that clear? So what is common out here? It's only a square within bracket x minus a, right? So here minus is common. From these two terms, only minus is taken common. So within bracket, what do we get? X square minus a square plus, what is common here? There is no common, that means 1 is common there. 1 is common, so it is x minus a is equal to 0. Is that clear? Now what will you do in the next step? So now, in the next step, you should write down the formula for x square minus a square. What is it? It is a square minus b square, isn't it? That is a plus b into a minus b. Or a square x minus a minus, so a plus b into a minus b, x plus a into x minus a, right? Then plus 1 into x minus a, which is equal to 0. That means we are factorizing it. Now what is common throughout the term? It is x minus a. X minus a is common. So within second bracket, what do we get? It is a square minus x minus a is already taken common. Here also x minus a is already taken common. So it remains only x plus a matai rayo. Here also x minus a is taken common. So it is only plus 1. Second bracket closed, which is equal to 0. Okay. Now we can write here either or. So that is either x minus a is equal to 0 or a square minus within bracket x plus a plus 1 is equal to 0, right? So from here minus a is taken to the right hand side, so it becomes x is equal to a, or you can simplify it and get the value for x, or a square minus x minus a minus into plus minus a plus 1 is equal to 0, right? Now minus x take it to the right hand side, so what does it become? A square minus a plus 1 is equal to x. Okay, so अब हामी के गर्छौं, यो लेफ्ट साइड को यो राइट साइड को सबै टर्म लेफ्ट साइड मा ल्याउँछौं, लेफ्ट साइड को सबै टर्म राइट साइड मा लान्छौं. No need of changing the sign there. So no need to change the sign in this case. Okay, now what is x is equal to? It is a square minus a plus 1. That is यो राइट साइड को सबै टर्म हामीले लेफ्ट साइड मा ल्यायौ, अनि लेफ्ट साइड को सबै टर्म हामीले कहाँ लग्यो? राइट साइड मा लग्यो भने you don't have to change the sign. That is what is the answer? X is equal to a square minus a plus 1. So this is the required answer. So which are the answers here? Let us write down here. So which are the answers now? X is equal to a, or what is the other answer? A square minus a plus 1. So these are the final answer. So you can copy it. So let's do the next question now. So now let's do the next question, that is question number 21. This is also solved. You have to get the value for x. Okay, so it is given that the equation is tan inverse within bracket 1 minus x upon 1 plus x is equal to half sine inverse x upon root over 1 plus x squared. So this is very important question. Okay, so let us simplify it. Let us simplify the left hand side as well as right hand side. But this is not proof that. You have to solve it, get the value for x. Okay, so let us simplify left hand side first. Okay, so what is LHS out here? So tan inverse within bracket 1 minus x upon 1 plus x. So what is the formula that you can use here? You can use this formula, isn't it? That is tan inverse x minus y upon 1 plus xy. This formula is tan inverse x minus y upon 1 plus xy, right? So its formula is tan inverse x minus tan inverse y. This is the formula, right? So you have to write this term into that formula form, which is equal to tan inverse, what is x here? It is 1 minus what is y here? It is x whole divided by 1 plus what is xy? What is x here? 1 into what is y here? It is x. Okay, that is tan inverse x minus y upon 1 plus xy. Instead of x here it is 1, and instead of y there is x. Okay, so you can use that formula here. That is tan inverse x minus tan inverse y. So this is tan inverse, what is x here? This is 1 minus tan inverse, what is y here? This is x. Okay, so you can simplify tan inverse 1 here, isn't it? So which is equal to tan inverse. So instead of 1, what will you write? This is tan pi by 4, right? Minus tan inverse x. Is that clear? So what is tan inverse tan pi by 4? Which is equal to pi by 4 minus tan inverse x. So this left hand side is simplified. Is that clear? That is, what is tan inverse 1 minus x upon 1 plus x? It is pi by 4 minus tan inverse x. That is your left hand side. Okay. Now let us simplify this right hand side also. So RHS is equal to, what is RHS? Half sine inverse x upon root over 1 plus x square, right? Now in this case, how will you simplify it? You should do the trigonometric substitution for x. Let's do trigonometric substitution for x. Okay. So it depends upon the denominator. In the denominator there is root over 1 plus x square. Right. If there is 1 plus x square, you should put either x is equal to tan theta or cot theta. Right. So which one will you put here? X is equal to tan or cot? Actually, because if you put x is equal to tan, you should get 1 plus tan square theta. You will get here 1 plus tan square theta, isn't it? Is equal to, what is the formula for 1 plus tan square theta? It is sec square theta, right? If you put x is equal to cot theta, what is the formula here? 1 plus cot square theta is equal to, what is the formula? Cosec square theta. Okay? But in this case, which trigonometric function will you put? Tan or cot? So in this case, you should put x is equal to tan theta. So why are we putting x is equal to tan theta here? In the numerator also x is equal to tan theta. So tan theta is sine by cos, right? And root over 1 plus x square is root over 1 plus tan square theta. What is root over 1 plus tan square theta? Sec theta. And sec theta is 1 by cos. Cos gets cancelled, you get sine theta. So you should put here x is equal to tan theta. If you put x is equal to tan theta here, you will get it in the form of sine inverse sine theta. And what is sine inverse sine theta? That is theta always. Understood? So if you have root over 1 plus x square here, either you can put x is equal to tan theta or cot theta. But in this problem, you should put x is equal to tan theta. Is that clear? You should know this formula also. You have done it in class 10 also, isn't it? So is equal to half sine inverse. So within bracket. So let us write it within bracket, this fraction. Okay, what is x? It is tan theta divided by root over 1 plus tan square theta, right? If 1 plus tan square theta is sec square theta, what is root over sec square theta? It is sec theta, right? So let us simplify it. Half sine inverse within bracket, it is tan theta divided by, this is your sec theta. Is that clear? Which is equal to half sine inverse within bracket. What is tan theta now? It is sine theta by cos theta upon 1 divided by cos theta, because sec theta is 1 upon cos theta. Tan theta is sine theta by cos theta, but sec theta is 1 by cos theta. So here you can cancel this cos theta, which is equal to, how much is it? Half sine inverse sine theta. So it is half sine inverse sine theta. Is it clear? So which is equal to half into, what is sine inverse sine theta? It is theta. Which is equal to half into, what is the value for theta in this case? We are putting here x is equal to tan theta, isn't it? That is, we are putting here x is equal to tan theta. We are putting here x is equal to tan theta. So what is the value for theta here? It is tan inverse x. Okay. So in this case, we are putting x is equal to tan theta. So you should get the value for theta here, because we are getting only theta out there. So what is the value for theta here? It is tan inverse x, right? So half, what is theta here? It is tan inverse x. So this right hand side is simplified and we got its value as half tan inverse x. That is the simplified value of the right hand side. Is that clear? So you can copy it. Now we'll solve it. So now, again you have to write down the question. Okay? Because we are simplifying this left hand side and right hand side. So again you copy this question in your copy. Okay, that is tan inverse 1 minus x upon 1 plus x is equal to half sine inverse x upon root under 1 plus x square, right? So what is the simplified form of this left hand side? It was pi by 4 minus tan inverse x is equal to, what is the simplified form of the right hand side? It is half tan inverse x, right? It is half tan inverse x. So this is the simplified equation. Now you can easily solve it, okay? Or pi by 4 is equal to, now let us take this minus tan inverse x to the right hand side. Half tan inverse x plus tan inverse x, right? Or pi by 4 is equal to, these similar terms can be added. This is 2 ones are 2 tan inverse x plus tan inverse x. This is 3 tan inverse x whole divided by 2. Is that clear? Now cross multiply. This is 4 3s are 12 tan inverse x is equal to 2 pi, or tan inverse x is equal to 2 pi divided by 12. You know how to solve it. So 2 ones are 2, 2 6 are 12, right? 2 ones are 2, 2 6 are 12. So what do we get next? Or this is your tan inverse x is equal to, it is pi by 6. So it is tan inverse x is equal to, what is it? Pi by 6. But in this case you should get the value for x. Take that tan inverse to the right hand side. So what does it become? X is equal to tan pi by 6. Or x is equal to, what is pi by 6? It is tan 30 degree. Pi is 180 degree divided by 6 is 30 degree. What is the value of tan 30 degree? It is 1 upon root 3. So tan 30 degree is equal to 1 upon root 3. So we got the answer, that is x is equal to 1 by root 3. Understood? So you can copy it. So we'll do the next question now. So now we'll do the next question, that is also solved. That is question number 22. So let us find out the value for x from here. Okay? Sin inverse x plus sin inverse within bracket 1 minus x is equal to cos inverse x. Okay? But in this case, you cannot use the formula of sin inverse x plus sin inverse y here. So if you use the formula of sin inverse x plus sin inverse y on the left hand side, it will be very difficult. It will be very difficult for you to solve this particular problem. Okay? So let us use different methods in this case. This is sin inverse x, this is sin inverse 1 minus x. You can convert this cos inverse x in terms of sin inverse x. Okay? So how will you convert it here? We have to use this formula, that is, you know that sin inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to what? Pi by 2. So this is the solution, right? So let us get the value for cos inverse x. What is the value for cos inverse x from here? So cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2 minus sin inverse x. Okay? So instead of this cos inverse x, you can write pi by 2 minus sin inverse x. So let us mark it as number 1. So now this given equation now becomes, therefore, sin inverse x remains same. Second term also remains same. Sin inverse 1 minus x is equal to, now this cos inverse x is changed into sin inverse x. That is, it is pi by 2 minus sin inverse x. Is that right? So now this sin inverse x is taken to the right hand side. It becomes minus sin, you know that, isn't it? Or sin inverse 1 minus x is equal to, this is pi by 2 minus sin inverse x. Again this sin inverse x, when it goes to the right hand side, it becomes minus sin inverse x. It becomes minus sin inverse x, right? Or this is your sin inverse 1 minus x is equal to, it is pi by 2. So these are two similar terms, you can add them. So minus sine inverse x minus sine inverse x, it becomes minus 2 sine inverse x. Is that clear now? So now, what will you do in the next step? So let us assume this sine inverse x as theta. Okay? So let sine inverse x is equal to theta. To make it more easier, to make this equation more easier, let us assume this sine inverse x as theta. Okay? What is the value for x in this case? X is equal to sine theta. That is the value for sine theta is x, or the value for x is sine theta, right? So now this equation now becomes sine inverse 1 minus x is equal to, left hand side remains same, is equal to pi by 2 minus, so what does this term become now? 2 theta, isn't it? Your term is 2 theta. This is your 2 theta. Okay? Now what will you do? Sine inverse. Let us take it to the right hand side. Okay? Or 1 minus x is equal to sine within bracket pi by 2 minus 2 theta. Okay? Or 1 minus x is equal to, what is sine 90 minus theta? You know the formula? Sine 90 minus theta is cos theta. But in this case, instead of theta, there is twice theta. So what is the formula here? It is cos 2 theta. Is that clear? But here in this case, we have the value for sine theta is equal to x. So you should convert this cos 2 theta in terms of sine theta. What is the formula for cos 2 theta in terms of sine theta? You know that it is cos 2 theta is equal to 1 minus 2 sine square theta. Actually, there are 4 formulae for cos 2 theta. One is cos 2 theta is equal to cos square theta minus sine square theta. Another one is cos 2 theta is equal to 2 cos square theta minus 1. Next one is this one, that is cos 2 theta is equal to 1 minus 2 sine square theta. And next one is in terms of tan theta is cos 2 theta is equal to 1 minus tan square theta whole divided by 1 plus tan square theta. Clear? तो यहाँ से हाम्रो के यूज हुन्छ 1 minus 2 sin square theta, or 1 minus x is equal to 1 minus 2 sin square theta. Okay? So we have used the formula 1 minus 2 sin square theta. Now let us put the value for sin theta now. 1 minus 2 into what is sin square theta? It is x square. From both the sides you can cancel that one. Now minus 2x square, take it to the left hand side. It becomes 2x square minus x is equal to 0. Or next, you can take common here. X is common, within bracket 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. Okay? So you can write either or now. So either x is equal to 0 or 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. That means one of the answers is 0. What is the other one? 2x is equal to 1 or x is equal to half. Right? So which are the answers here now? X is equal to 0 or half. So these are the answers. Okay? So this is very, very important question, right? So you can practice it at home. So we'll do that means I'll give you the homework now. Okay? So now these are your homework. So first one is you have to solve. Okay, that is question number 7. Solve it. Cos inverse, oh sorry, this is not solve. This is not solve. You have to prove that. You have to prove that. So these are your homework, right? So you have to prove that question number 7, that is left hand side is equal to pi by 2. So how will you do it? Cos inverse x plus cos inverse y. This is cos inverse 3 by 5 plus cos inverse 12 by 13, right? So you can use cos inverse x plus cos inverse y formula, simplify it. Then again you can use cos inverse x plus cos inverse y for the second case. So prove pi by 2. You can do it, okay? Now this is solved. This is not from your book, okay? So you have to solve tan inverse 2x plus tan inverse 3x is equal to pi by 4. You know how to solve it, isn't it? We have done this type of problem here. So on the left hand side, you can use tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, simplify it, solve it and get the value for x, okay? And this is also from not the book, okay? If you have to prove this, if what is given here, cos inverse x upon a plus cos inverse y upon b is equal to alpha, then prove that. What is to be proved? The relation is x square upon a square minus 2xy upon ab cos alpha plus y square by b square is equal to sin square alpha. You write down the given part. You have to use the formula cos inverse x plus cos inverse y, okay? So after using the formula, you have to simplify it and then take cos inverse to the right hand side to make it cos alpha, okay? Then simplify it, you should get this answer. So I think you can do it, okay? So you revise all the problems that we did today and you do all this homework, okay? So this much is for today.